Ready? We are going to have a conversation today about
Xmen.
Xmen.
And it is a conversation where myself, Liz, and Troy come together in the hope that we can contribute to getting some awareness of your functionality from what we're going to talk about. We are going to be brutally honest in this video about our functionality as Xmen. And we have a class coming up, which we'd like to invite you to. There's facilitators all over the world. We would just like you to have this information. I will absolutely invite you to this work, as for me, I would have died if I didn't have it. The undiscovered possibility called you. So one of the things that we cover in this class massively, guys, is we're energetic beings first and foremost. And in my journey as an Xmen, I grew up around depression. I thought I was the depression. I grew up around alcoholism. I thought I was an alcoholic. So I would perceive anger, then I become the anger. So I had absolutely no sense of what my reality is or was. I'll start there.
Yeah, I realized actually really only in the last 24 hours how much I jump into other people's worlds to try to understand them, because I can remember growing up and I was like, I don't get how I'm supposed to be. I get people have this, I'm not doing it right because I'm not like other people, and I'm not getting it right. And I didn't quite get until actually the last 24 hours, because I had a conversation with somebody, and I really I didn't know what I was doing it, but I was jumping into their world to try to understand where they were coming from or how to contribute to them. Because I was I always had this I want to make whatever it is better or greater or fix it or whatever you want to say, be that. And I realized I was taking it all on. I started to go, and usually I was aware that this person was doing a lot of judgment. And then after I left the conversation, I started to do that judgment, but I always tend to then turn it on myself. Oh gosh, what am I doing wrong? How am I doing this wrong? What other areas am I wrong? How wrong can I be? And doing that, and then realizing okay, none of this is mine. And what am I doing here? What am I trying to do?
And so basically we talked about this conversation that occurred with Liz, where someone was judging the crap out of her, and then she, as a coping mechanism, judges herself. And so one thing for Xmen is they download other people's wrongness. So for me, and you said something, I genuinely have this sense I'm an alien on a planet, and can someone explain the rules to me? But they explain them and they still make no sense whatsoever. And so
you are an alien.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So one of the things with Xmen is that judgment made no sense to them whatsoever. But then what I did is I became the judgment, because I believed I was absolutely wrong anyway. So at least if I tried to get it some way right, then at least I would some way be valuable. Oh man, it's just too much hard work. And by Jesus, my body paid the price for that. My body paid the price for trying to get it right. And now I know I download other people's wrongness when I walk into a room. And then I have people that I go to that will ask me a question: is this yours? Is this your reality? And the reason that we're so passionate are, we're so driven, the three of us. Whatever will occur, these tools will get out into the world. I am so driven. It's not even an option for me to not get these tools out. So for me, it's the driving force, source, caring consciousness behind this is that my reality is a different reality. My reality is based on gratitude, honor, trusting my body, trust your body in the middle of COVID. No, I have a body that actually contributes to me all the time. It's giving me information about my environment, what's going on in the world. So this, for me as an Xmen facilitator, I'm going to say this, I'm actually only building my reality. I'm only being the architect of my reality now, stronger than ever. And it did take me a while to get the momentum, the movement of that reality, you know? And I can't wait to see every time we take a class as the people that create these classes together, our realities become stronger, become greater. What if joy is your reality? What if fun is your reality? Like Xmen have wicked sense of humor. They have amazing ways of generating money, and yet they crucify themselves. And what are you punishing yourself for that's not even yours? You know? Try.
Yeah, I was just like looking at like everything you said, and like I think the most big part for me was I didn't actually get like how energetic I am, like how much I pick like everything, everybody's like thoughts, feelings, emotions like around me, and like it just like came to like some point like I was just like living with my like dad and with my mom, and like every day like I was just like aware of like so much like depression, like wrongness, and it was just like so it was like actually I was like feeling like depressed like all the time, and like just and I just like made a choice. I would say, okay, I'm just gonna like leave here, like even if I need to like live in the street, I'm just like going. And actually like my mom have like another house that I can just like stay, which has been like such a contribution to me. And like when I just do
How long ago was that you said
almost
I don't care?
one like 1.5 year almost, maybe 1 year.
Wow, that was a brave choice. Wow.
Yeah. And like when I just like make that choice, like I and like actually start to just like live by my own, like I just like to start to become like how much I'm like picking up with like other people's like choices, realities, and like make them mine. Especially with like the biggest thing with me was actually with about money, because like my dad like make everything's about money and make everything like, oh, like we don't have money, we can't do this, we don't have money, or money is like always a problem. And
Control. Money is always a control, because I did a session with someone last night and they have a wealthy family that always uses it as a control for no receiving of your own reality. So it's a vicious one if you're not willing to be present with it's not about the money, it's actually about what actually is really behind this. It's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And like actually like one of the things I just like realized like when I'm not around like my dad, like like with my mom and my brother, like money is not actually like we didn't like even like talk about money. Like we didn't like anything like make wrong like or like blame money about like anything. Everything like was like do, and it was just like so huge to me just to see that like, oh my god, like actually like my reality is totally different. And like the more I acknowledge like my reality is like so much different, like, and I'm not like wrong, everything like start to work for me. And like every
Say it
time,
again. Say those two things again, because if that's actually the message of the video. Say those two things again. You said two things.
yeah, like when I like acknowledge that my reality is like totally different,
One,
everything starts works for me, like work for me.
and you're not wrong.
Yeah.
So what Troy said when he said those two things, I was like, those two. First of all, your reality is very different. Are you willing though to go on the undiscovered journey? Are you willing to be, and number two, you're not wrong.
Another thing too is like you might be watching this video and think like, well, and not really have ever had that in your life where you actually had the fun and the lightness and the ease. And you might be thinking, well, that's not my reality because I've never had that, because like you've been spending most of your life like buying into someone else's, like
Yeah.
you don't
Which are cards for you?
yeah, which you don't even know like that lightness and ease is actually you, because you're like, well, I've never had that in my life. That can't possibly be my reality. But it's just like that's like where we start to go into in the undiscovered possibility is like it's undiscovered because like it's something that you might never actually have had an experience of before.
Totally.
Yeah.
We so desire to get this work out into the world. Diva Diaz, my goodness me, that girl pulled to make sure that this work would get out into the world. Like, she really put everything into getting it out into the world. Thank you so much. And by goodness me, I will do everything in my capacity and my power to deliver the kindness of consciousness that is Xmen's realities. You are the question, folks. This is one of the things. Conclusion is not your reality. What has changed for you two since the tunes of the Xmen?
I can go.
Yeah, go.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, like, for me, like, I was just I was just like making myself like wrong, like in like so many areas, especially around like business, and like I was just like in the medical school, and I was just like making myself like dynamic wrong about like not like fitting in, and yeah, just actually, the biggest thing like with the Xmen tools, like it just makes everything work for me, like yeah, I'm with ease, like with like so much more ease, and it's not like outside of me, or like it's something like, oh, I need to like work hard for it. It's just like when I just like be in that space of caring and nurturing, and like with the tools, like everything shifts like so fast, and yeah, I think, yeah.
Are one of your kids coming into the room, Liz? I love them. Tell them, come on in. They're X-Men of magnitude. The biggest thing for you, Liz?
It's very similar to Troy, because like I made myself wrong, like really wrong for most of my life for the way that I was, and not like acknowledging that the gift in it, and also not acknowledging how aware I was, because I was just wrong. I wasn't aware, like just turned everything onto myself. So it's just been such a gift to actually look at, like, okay, this is what I've judged this to be. Like, this is the conclusion I've drawn my whole life from this. And like, what if it's not that? What if it's something else entirely? And like continuing to like look at like, what are all my definitions and conclusions of myself and the wrongness, and like turning it around, and like what is the gift that I am? What is the possibility here? What is, like, just literally like turning everything around and looking at the possibility rather than the wrongness.
Totally.
And what is the biggest thing for you, Rachel Brian?
Yeah.
There are two things. One is I absolutely didn't realize how energetic I was. I had no clue. I really didn't. I would walk into a place and literally become heavy, and like it would be like the life went out of me. And then I would walk into another place and it would be like life was breathing into me. So what would have been considered bipolar, which is genuinely what my sister thought, wasn't that at all. It was an energetic capacity, which is the second part of what changed for me. Number one, I didn't recognize how energetic I was, truly, okay, and how much environments impacted me, invisible energies with family or a judgment impacted me. And number two, I genuinely didn't recognize that the wrongness as a strongness. I didn't recognize that they're only a switch. They're only a
one choice away.
Yeah, it's like you choose this as a wrongness or a strongness, and in the wrongness I'll die, in the strongness I'll live. And it's when you're willing to actually really reach for the strongness of you and really see the beauty of you. And yeah, I'm going to say this, I'm such a beautiful being, you know what I mean? And I'm surrounded. I think the thing for the three of us is we have watched people who have suffered so much. Oh, like literally, like, in the face of being submerged and subjected to judgment and hatred. And you bring them into an environment where they start to have gratitude for themselves and fun and play. And there's like this whole reality opens up where even sometimes we're like, huh? We're like, huh? Like we genuinely are like, that changed everything? That gratitude? And for me, the biggest part is Gary Douglas says something in the Access Bars. If you haven't heard of Access Bars, check it out. Gratitude is the energy that will change the world, and it is the least used on planet Earth. And for me, Xmen's reality is in gratitude. And this is something that I have to continually be diligently present with. We invite you. We invite you. And we invite you to discover you, to get to know you. Have you actually met you? Do you actually know you? We would like, and our adventure with ourselves is only beginning too, like, you know, for sure. Thanks for being here with me. I'm so grateful for the two of you guys. And yeah, how does it get any better?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Mhm.
Love you too.